Hello and welcome to Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name's Caleb.
And I'm Caitlin.
And this week we're looking back at our Babymoon on the Disney Fantasy. Let's dive in. All right, and this is episode number 231.
Welcome back as always, everybody.
Welcome back. We are here with another episode. I apologize. It's going to be a little rewind episode.
Yeah.
We've been a little busy. Mm-hmm. Good and bad things. Good things. Number one, we've been doing fun summer things.
Yeah, we have.
Swimming with the little one.
Ice cream.
A lot of going out for ice cream. And, you know, the typical summer fare, the things that you do in the summer, which has been nice. Nice. It's been nice. That's how we talk here in California. Nice. Number two, let's go to the bad stuff.
Okay.
I woke up with a terrible migraine the day we were supposed to record, and I was out of commission for like half a day.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was really, really rough. Went to bed with what was the start of a headache and thought I'd be fine. Usually with some sleep, I wake up and I feel like a new person. This time I woke up and I felt even worse, and I felt like that until about noon.
I know.
So woke up, tried to function, ate some breakfast with you guys and said, there's no way I can do this.
Yeah.
Eventually fell asleep, woke up and felt half human.
Right.
And by the afternoon I felt normal, but that was a rough 12 hours. And then Maddie has, another good thing. Let's go back to good. That was bad.
Yeah.
Started with good, bad, good. It's a bad sandwich. Potty training.
Yes.
Maddie is doing so well with this. Excuse all the people that aren't going through this or have never gone, you just don't care. It's just what we live for now as parents. This is what is so exciting for us in this moment. But doing that, we started it very casually. I will say we weren't doing any of the intense methods of some kids are just no pants and you just got to
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
No. You got to make messes all in the house. It's just not my style.
Yeah.
I kind of want to ease into it. I was a little nervous.
Yeah, she's definitely ready. We're excited. We started it and she's been doing an incredible job.
Yeah,
we are so proud of her.
I am surprised how quick it clicked for her. We're still working on it. It's not she's perfect yet, but today was like a breakthrough. She's been really good today.
Yeah.
Letting us know. And then we walk over and she goes to the bathroom. It's just been awesome. And she's feeling good about it. She's feeling more confident with it. And so, but I'm surprised at how fast it's clicking with, I fully anticipated it taking way longer because we were kind of going the more casual route of no pressure. We're just going to kind of go through the day like normal and just kind of remind her of you should tell us.
Yeah.
And she's just really latched onto it very quickly.
Yeah.
So kudos to you. You've been the, I would say the leader in this initiative because I've got no idea what I'm doing. Caitlin has a background in some of this stuff. So I appreciate your work on this.
Oh my gosh, I'm happy to help.
It sounds like I'm giving you a performance review. Very good job this last quarter.
You'll be getting a bonus by the end of the week.
It's a little less than what you anticipated or what you expected.
Thank you. It's been a walk in the park. She's doing great. I'm so excited. And I just can't believe that we're almost to the point where she's just going to be like a big girl now.
I know.
And this is crazy.
So weird. So she's doing so well with that. But then unfortunately she is sick. And so there's the other bad thing. So we've been dealing with a lot. It's been potty training. She's sick. She's down for the count. She slept for 3 hours today.
Yeah.
She woke up at 5.
She's feeling way better.
Yeah. Took a 3-hour nap. She woke up feeling much better, but still, it's ups and downs.
Yeah.
So apologies for the rewind episode. We're going to do a throwback to our Babymoon.
Yes.
We thought it was appropriate because we did a cruise. What is it now? 3 years ago?
Was it 3 years? Yeah. 3 years ago.
3 years ago in July.
As of July. And I think we got back it was 3 years as of a week or so ago. So it's right on the calendar.
So I feel like it's going to be relevant today.
Yeah.
It was hot and fun, but a very hot time.
Yeah, and we did a double dip Disney cruise for our Babymoon.
So listen for that. But we are going to start off. This is current day. We're going to do some current news stories, and then we'll dive into the rewind episode for you this week. Before we do, check out our Patreon, markethousePodcast.com/support. It is where you can find out more information about that. It's also linked in the episode description. That is where you can find some fantastic bonus content, and it is a fantastic way to support the show. So even if you don't care about hearing more of us, I would encourage you to listening before you subscribe or whatever. But if you enjoy it and you want to hear more of us, definitely go over there. It's $5 a month and you get bonus content. And like I said, it is a really, really great way to support the show directly. We're not making money off this thing. This costs us money every month. We love it. I'm not complaining, but it does help offset some of the operating stuff.
Yeah. And speaking of, we actually just released an episode a couple days ago regarding some changes to our upcoming trip. And we just took a deep dive into everything and what we're doing now.
Yes.
And our trip is actually very, very soon.
Yes.
So.
A little pivot there. So if you want to hear about what we changed, go over there and check that episode out. Also, please consider leaving a review on Apple Podcast or Spotify. Both are a huge help to the show. You can leave a 5-star rating on both platforms and a written review over on Apple. I can't begin to tell you how much this helps the show. Also, by following the show. I don't know the verbiage for both. Like the main platforms, of course, are Apple and Spotify. Whatever you end up using, Amazon, whatever, end up follow, whatever, subscribe, whatever the button looks like to get updates on the show and when we post. Click that because that also really helps the show.
Yeah.
And I always forget to mention that.
Okay.
All right, let's get into the Disney news. All right, and for our first news story, we are headed down to the wonderful Disneyland Resort and have some very good news for the locals of Anaheim because they have released a discounted ticket.
It's a pretty great deal, I must say.
Pretty good deal. I'm a little disappointed it doesn't apply to all California residents.
I know.
Kind of lame. They've excluded us up here in Sacramento.
Well, maybe it's coming next because first it was go during the nighttime. Then if you live in SoCal, and maybe it's
okay.
if you live
What?
in California.
Are you okay? A quick reminder, we have been up since 5 a.m., so excuse the craziness. We're a little tired. But yes, let me talk about this, and then I do have 2 things to talk about right after this that aren't official news stories.
Okay.
But I want to make sure I get it out of my brain because I will forget. But let's start with, good Lord, it's going to be a long recording session. Let's start with a discounted Disneyland ticket for Anaheim residents. It is a 1-day, 1-park ticket for $71 or a 1-day park hopper ticket for $104. Let me begin to tell you, that sounds like a lot of money because it is, but it comparative to that would probably cost you a base ticket anywhere from $120 to $160 for the day. And then if you added a park hopper option, add $50 to that.
Wild.
So that ranged from just under $200 to well over $200 for a park hopper. So that is a very, very good discount. The tickets will be available on July 16th. So right around the corner, you will be able to purchase these bad boys, and it will be valid July 20th. That'd be backwards. Okay, available July 16th, and they will be valid July 20th through October 8th.
Which again, I want to emphasize this. Those are the dates during the Halloween season. So the fact that you're going to be able to get in during the Halloween season, because the Halloween starts in August now, friends. The fact that you're able to get into Disneyland during Halloween at a discount.
Yes. Pretty flippin' awesome. You can purchase up to 8 tickets.
Oh, wow.
Per household, I believe.
Okay.
And you will have to show for all the people that are out of state or maybe like us up here in Northern California, you're like, I want to trick the system.
Don't do it.
Don't do that, number one. And number 2, they are going to be checking IDs. So the moment you purchase this, of course, they're going to ask for your address online. But then when you go to redeem these things in person, they will ask, and I will verify that they did ask for my identification for the California resident only tickets.
Yeah.
So they'll do the same thing for Anaheim, of course. But when we went this past, when did we go? May?
Yeah.
They did ask for my ID and just verified it was a California address. So they take this seriously, as you expect they would. So if you're not an Anaheim resident, don't consider trying this because it will not work. They will check your ID. Okay, really quick. This is not an official news story. I've got 3 little updates that I want to mention before we get into the last one. I feel like the last news story deserves a little more attention. It doesn't. I don't want to rush it or anything. So let's just get these out really quick. Number 1, the animatronic in Pirates of the Caribbean. We were like, okay, is this B mode where it's broken, or did they remove it? It was B mode.
Yeah.
So the following day on July 5th, it went back to its original cruddy glory. With the front projection face. I don't know. I can see where they're going with it, and I feel like it would be good in another attraction. Just it doesn't fit for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I want to see it though in person.
I do too.
Yeah.
But I think my verdict as of now, my tentative one, is that it's not a great fit for this attraction.
Because perfect example is, remember how half the internet was ripping the Waltz animatronic when it first came out? Caleb, I don't even think we talked about it.
No, wait,
I
forgot to mention it.
Yeah, so we saw that. What's it called? I almost want to call it the Waltz Life Show. But it's
Definitely called the Walt's Life Show.
In the theater that you can watch with the animatronic of Walt Disney. Yeah. It is literally one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Like, it is so spot on.
It was very well done.
I loved it.
Yeah.
So this is another example of like, I want to see this animatronic in person.
Yes. So news update, that is back to the new update, and it was not replaced already with a skeleton head. Second, I do want to note the evening ticket that we mentioned earlier and last week is now gone. That has been suspended. Sales have been suspended because of how popular it was.
I told you.
People leaped on that thing.
I mean, it was a great deal, especially with how hot it is.
I don't know about great deal. I wouldn't say great deal. It is a good deal for those that are time limited. If you did the math and you doubled it, you'd get a whole day. So it's not like you're getting a discount. You just have the option of paying for half a day. I know,
but with how hot it is, the fact that you're able to go at night, that's like literally the icing on the cupcake.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wouldn't say a great deal. That's kind of stretching it.
All right.
Okay, but that's sold out, so you can't get that anymore. And then third, if you are looking for like 4 or 5 hours of beautiful Disney content, one of my favorite podcasts, Acquired, they're huge. If you haven't heard of them, they're a great business podcast. I'm not sponsored or anything by them, or we're not partnering with them. They don't know who we are. They're giant and we are not. They're like always on the top 10 list of just all podcasts, and we are definitely not on that list. They're huge, but they're one of my favorites, and they did the Disney company as a whole.
So that you were listening to?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with them. They're so stinking good at what they do. And anyways, if you want, it's legit like a 4.5 hour episode.
Ooh.
So I'm chunking it up in like 15-minute increments because that's what I get.
Caleb will be done with it in 2027.
It is true, but they do a very good job. So again, if you want to deep dive into Disney as a company, as the person, all of it, that is a really, really, really great show to listen to. I just wanted to make that known.
Thank you for letting me know, because you did not tell me this.
Well, if you would have been paying attention, I've been having it in the house for the last week. All right, let's get into the final news story. All right, and for our final news story, we have unfortunate news. Don Iwerks, the son of Mickey Mouse co-creator Ub Iwerks, died on July 9th. They announced the news the next day, so I think the family announced it on July 10th. But he was a very impactful person. Of course, his father was. Ub Iwerks is the person that created Mickey Mouse. This is wild. Okay. I heard this actually from the show I'm listening to, Acquired. But the lore, the Disney lore, is that Walt drew this cartoon character, Mickey Mouse, on a train as a last-minute idea to replace Oswald because Oswald was stolen from him. There's that famous story, and he showed Lillian, his wife, and he was like, "This is Mortimer Mouse," and she was like, "That's a terrible name. You should name him Mickey Mouse." And that's the story. In reality, what most evidence and more stories kind of actually support is that Ub Iwerks was the first person to sketch Mickey out. They just came up with the idea on the train, but Ub is the person that actually sketched the character.
Oh, so I'm sure so Walt Disney probably did like a rough draft or rough sketch.
Maybe, but
kind of thing.
In Disney, I'm not faulting the man. He was one of the best storytellers to ever live on this earth. He was a storyteller. So I think he would maybe tweak truths a little bit to make it sound even more like impactful. I don't know. I'm not calling him a liar. I'm not calling the man a liar. I'm just saying he had a history of embellishing some things and maybe leaving things out to make it sound more fanciful. Because
a big deal.
That's what they say. I'm just saying these guys did the work.
Okay, so you're personally not saying that. This is what Acquired is saying.
This is what Acquired is saying.
So we're gonna say that again.
You are not saying that. No. Before people get their pitchforks out and start hunting me down, this is what they said, and this is actually what they said. More of the evidence and stories support Ub Iwerks as the mastermind behind Mickey Mouse.
Got it.
The image. The cartoon.
Yeah. For what you know and see today.
Yes. And Walt, I think, is probably like the personality behind Mickey and all that stuff.
Right.
Anyways, Ub Iwerks, Disney legend, famously animated a bunch of the early movies and cartoons for Disney. And it was very, very awesome partnership between the two of them. His son, Don Iwerks, was also impactful in the Disney company. He was the eldest son of Ub Iwerks and Mildred Iwerks. I'm going to go through some little factoids here that I found. Thanks to Variety Magazine. I want to give them a shout out. Or not the actual magazine, the website. I'm not 90, people.
Whoa.
I don't subscribe to magazines.
I mean, I would.
Do you remember magazines? I got Sports Illustrated Kids.
Okay, I was like, what?
Nat Geo Kids. And there was another one. Highlights.
I had Highlights, and I always wanted the Zoo something.
Oh my gosh, Zoo one.
But my parents never got it for me.
My brother had that from my grandparents. That was a gift one Christmas. It was the Zoo Books.
And then when I got older, it was 17 magazine.
Whoa.
That was my favorite.
That's kind of scandalous.
How?
I remember it being like, it was kind of like it leaned into some themes I wasn't allowed to, talk about or look at.
I'm assuming it's not for you.
It was kind of adult.
It was like a girl magazine.
No,
it
had pretty flirtatious.
And it was the one that had like the posters of like Johnny Depp and like Orlando Bloom and like all those people.
Johnny Depp? I
Yeah.
feel like he'd be kind of old for...
No, because that was back when like Pirates and stuff was coming out.
Current Johnny Depp?
Yeah, current Johnny Depp. I don't read the magazine anymore.
I didn't know you loved Johnny that much.
You're so weird.
So let's get back to poor Don. Don followed his father into Disney's studio machine shop starting in 1953 and worked alongside him in the shop, which is pretty cool. Joined Disney in 1950. He also served in the Korean War with the Army Signal Photo Corps, then returned and became a camera technician. His first major film was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea in 1954. He eventually led the machine shop, camera service department, and technical engineering and manufacturing division over his 35-year Disney career. He also helped develop the original 360-degree circle vision camera system used in Circorama USA, which opened in Disneyland in 1955. Also worked on the sodium vapor traveling map process for Mary Poppins, including the Jolly Holiday sequence. He built film and projection equipment for the 1964 and 65 New York World's Fair, engineered the 3D camera system for Captain EO, and built the projection system for Star Tours.
Wow.
A genius.
Legend.
An absolute genius. He was the hand model for the Abraham Lincoln audio animatronics figure in Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, and casts nicknamed the Iwerks hand. So they actually used these hands for a lot of animatronics throughout the Disney parks.
Wait, they modeled Abe Lincoln's hands after him?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe they're like, you know what? Those are some Lincoln hands, buddy. We're going to go cast them. But
I could see you having Lincoln hands. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know how to take that.
No, actually, no.
Mine are like soft like a baby's hands. They only touch keyboards.
What?
These ain't working hands. I feel like Abe Lincoln had working hands. These are soft. Anyways, enough about my soft hands. In 1986, after 35 years, he co-founded Iwerks Entertainment with former Disney exec Stan Kinsey, building giant screen theaters and 3D motion simulator attractions installed in nearly 300 venues across 38 countries, and it was acquired in 2001. Anyways, this man was impactful, a very impressive individual, not only his father, but himself, and I think his father would be proud of the legacy he left behind. And famously, his daughter is Leslie Iwerks, who is the documentarian who's doing all these fantastic Disney Plus documentaries. And so pretty iconic family as a whole. I wish we could be half of what the Iwerks have done in the world. That's pretty crazy, man.
That's insane what they've done.
That is wild.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney, call me. These hands are for sale.
You stop.
Just take a picture.
They're like, we are going to be creating a new Lord of the Rings movie.
Caitlin, don't be silly. Disney doesn't own Lord of the Rings. That's New Line Cinema. Okay. And that brings us to the end of the Disney news segment.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you enjoy our Babymoon Rewind even more.
Yes. Hopefully it makes sense, and I don't go on rambles and whatever. I just don't go down rabbit trails. What are they called? I'm just going to go to bed now.
Like bunny
I'm just going to turn this whole thing off and just go to sleep. All right. Here is our trip recap from 2023 Disney Cruise Line on the Disney Fantasy. All right, and that brings us to our main segment of this week's episode, and pretty much only segment. Excuse us, we're going to go ahead and skip news this week and all the other fun stuff because we want to spend time on this fun trip report and tell you all about our Disney cruise vacation. So this is it. Trip report number 2, our Disney cruise. Last week we left off on us walking around the resort, watching the sunset at Coronado Springs, and we're waking up now to board the cruise ship. So to remind you, this was a 5-night Bohemian cruise on the Disney Fantasy, and it was a double dip to Castaway Cay. So you might hear us say double dip if you're not accustomed or acquainted with Disney Cruise Line. A double dip means you stop at Disney's private island twice, and they only do. It's not super rare, I would say. They're just sought out. They're very popular itineraries, and so when they release one of these,
everyone wants to book it.
Right. And this was something that we were super excited about doing because this has always been on our bucket list because we've always wanted to do 2 stops at Castaway Cay since, again, the normal is 1. So we were super excited to go out on this.
Yeah, super excited. Again, it was a last minute, just a reminder, last minute booking for us because we find out we're pregnant. We had a cruise booked for, I think, January of next year.
Yeah, a 7-night.
Yeah, and so because of the timing and stuff, the little one wouldn't have been old enough to go on the cruise ship. And then we had to book it in time to, how do I say this? To make it before the cutoff. They don't let you cruise past 24 weeks pregnant.
Right, exactly.
So it was a very, we had to, find a very good time. So right before that, so we actually caught it just a couple of weeks before Caitlin hit that milestone. And yeah, that's why we picked this cruise. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get into it now. So we wake up the next morning and we eat breakfast at El Mercado. That is the food court at Coronado Springs. So we grabbed some breakfast down there again, and it was delicious.
As always, it was great the entire time we were there. We got some gluten-free waffles. We got a gluten-free breakfast sandwich. It was all in all really good.
No, that was the first morning. This morning, we got a gluten-free breakfast sandwich, and then I got a gluten-free breakfast platter plate.
That's right.
Yeah, it was good.
Because you were like, we're going to have a ton of waffles on the cruise.
I was trying to be a little bit responsible because I'm like, I'm going to eat nothing but waffles on that cruise ship, so might as well order something halfway healthy.
Yeah.
So got some scrambled eggs and
hash browns.
It wasn't very healthy.
All the healthy stuff.
Part of your balanced breakfast. So we then met our Disney Cruise Line representative. He's like the transportation guy at the Barcelona Lounge, which is right below the main lobby.
Yes, and then for those who don't know, when you do stay on property and you are going to be traveling to embark on a Disney cruise, one of these ambassadors or representatives meets you at the hotel and basically groups you all together and kind of checks you in, checks your ID, and then they basically take you out as one group to the bus to go to the cruise terminal.
Yes, so he's kind of keeping everyone together and on track, and he was a very nice guy because we did request that Caitlin sit towards the front if possible, if there were open seats, because with pregnancy, Caitlin's been having some really bad car sickness.
Yes.
So it's been amped up 200 times. And so I said, hey, if there's any way possible we could sit towards the front, can you? And he's like, oh my goodness, yes, let me call ahead. We'll get a couple of seats reserved for you guys. So they were very accommodating.
Yeah.
We were very thankful for that because it went well. You didn't get sick at all.
No, it was perfect.
Yeah, so that was very nice. The ride to the port, again, was just, I'm going to say, okay. Very nice that they did that for us. That was Disney doing that. But now they use these third-party charter buses. It used to be Magical Express, and they had these big Disney Cruise Line buses. Again, I think it was operated by Mears, but they had Disney... a Disney touch to it.
Yeah, so they basically had the screens coming down from the ceiling where they were playing promotional videos of hey, you're going on a Disney cruise, and they had Disney music playing
and music videos. I remember watching Disney Channel music videos. Yeah,
and everyone was chipper. It was not that
no.
The guy that was driving the bus was very nice, but it was a hi and that's it. There was no talking, there was no music, no videos. It was kind of weird.
It was weird. So it's definitely not the magical, because that's what kind of kicked off your Disney cruise vacation. You had the representative would hop on and say, hey, you are on the way to Port Canaveral. Have a great cruise.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're at Disney. And then it would continue that energy. This guy did that. Very nice. Hey, you're on a Disney cruise. Woohoo. Everyone's like, yay. And then that was it.
Yeah.
Guy was like, get off my bus.
Well, it was funny because we were expecting the Disney music to play, and instead he put his
he had AirPods on.
And he accidentally started playing music because it didn't connect to his phone or his AirPods. And I'm like, oh, he's listening to music. We're just sitting in silence.
It was not Disney music, too. Let me just tell you that.
No, it wasn't. But all in all, it was fine. We got there safely, and it was a good journey. So
we did. And pulling up to that ship is one of the best feelings in the world. It is... When you pull up and you see that big thing just sitting there in the port, it is so sick.
You're just giddy because, again, that's truly the start of your vacation. And again, we were so excited to see the Fantasy. Again, we have been on the Dream, which is the sister ship to the Fantasy, but just seeing Dumbo on the back and seeing literally, I sound funny, but seeing the words Fantasy on the back of this cruise ship was just, I felt like a little girl. I was so excited.
That's good.
Yeah.
We did it.
We did it.
We went on that dang ship. So we've also been on the Wonder. Caitlin said we mentioned the Dream. We've been on there twice. We've done the Wonder in September of last year to Alaska, and then now we're on the Fantasy. So we're still checking them off our list as we go along. And again, after waiting in that terminal for quite a while, they had a late start, I feel like. we finally boarded that ship. So again, if you haven't been on a Disney cruise, you've probably seen vlogs about it and stuff, but when you board the ship, they ask what your family name is. You give that to them and they announce you, and they have a bunch of cast members clapping and welcoming you on. It is so cool.
It's so magical. And I can't wait to take our little one for the first time and kind of just record that because it's just going to be such a special moment.
It will be.
Yeah.
So we grabbed lunch at Animator's Palette. You have an option of grabbing lunch at either Cabanas, which is their buffet style restaurant.
Right.
Or they sit you down at one of the 3 rotational dining restaurants. And one of those is Animator's Palette. And so the first day lunch, Animator's Palette was open for us.
Right.
I think Royal... Oh, I always forget the name. Is it Royal Palace?
I think it's Royal Palace or
Royal Court.
I think it's one of those. I always get confused.
Yeah, the Dream and Fantasy have the same restaurant but slightly different names. I will remember it here in a minute because I put it in the notes. But that was reserved for anyone sailing concierge.
Yes.
Gets a special welcome lunch.
Yes, and I feel like the restaurant that's, again, we haven't been on the Wish, so I'm not talking about the Wish, but I feel like on the older ships, the restaurant that's located in the back of the ship is usually the one that's open for lunch, like open dining that first day.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Because on the Wonder, it was Tiana's.
Oh, you're right.
So
yeah, I think maybe to separate kind of crowds.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was awesome. We love Animator's Palette. It's such a fun experience, especially when you're first walking on the ship. It's like, oh my gosh, we're here.
I know. And that is the most Disney restaurant, I feel like. So it was like, it's just Disney in your face, and I was there for it. It was good.
I have to say, though, I did miss Tiana's.
Oh,
the
that
whole
is the
time.
I'm
It's
sorry.
my favorite one.
That's probably the best restaurant in the fleet.
Yes.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Again, not having been on the Wish and the Magic, I'm just going to go ahead and say
Yes.
that Tiana's is the best.
It's the best.
This is where we went, and after lunch, we went to our staterooms to drop our bags off, and there's a little something waiting for Caitlin.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to take over on this one because I was blown away. Literally, I had tears in my eyes. I know it was probably hormones, but Caleb is seriously, I'm going to take a minute to talk about how special you are and just how lucky I am. I walk in the room all excited, like we're opening the door, we're trying to like lug the suitcases in. We're like, we see our veranda, like the windows are open, everything's like prepped in there in the room. And there is a big like black Disney Cruise Line bag, like on like kind of like the, what are they called? Like where I can get ready in the morning.
I would call it a desk. I don't know what it's called. It's right next to the TV. Where there's a chair. I would call it a desk.
Okay, like a desk. And there's roses, there's chocolates, there's like this, I think it's like a sparkling like apple juice kind of thing.
I had to pick the non-alcoholic version.
Yes, but he had all that done because it was our Babymoon to go on this cruise, or during this cruise, and I literally just melted. I was just crying because it was so sweet of you. But I wanted to touch on one thing on what was inside.
I was going to say, what's inside the bag?
The black bag.
The blag.
I'm so excited. Literally, for those who don't know, I'm obsessed with like cozy robes. I love walking around the house. It's like my favorite thing.
Mind you, it's 100 degrees outside in July, and Caitlin starts her day off in a robe.
Yes,
I don't know why.
I love it. I just use them as a ginormous blanket. But Caleb had purchased a Disney Cruise Line robe, which I've always wanted one of those. And they're kind of the ones that are like the spa ones. So they're kind of like literally from your shoulders down to your ankles. They're like nice and long. And it is the softest material I have ever felt. It's amazing.
I'm glad you like it.
Thank you for everything. You're seriously the sweetest person
ever,
and I love you dearly. But it was just the best surprise and the best little kickoff. I loved it.
Yeah, it was neat. They made it seamless. So before you board the cruise, up until 3 days before you cruise, you can buy, they call them onboard gifts. So you can buy something as mundane as a water package thing. So if you really don't want to go up and down those stairs or elevators to get to deck 11 to fill your water bottle up, you can buy basically water bottles. They're in metal containers.
Yeah, they're little Dasani cans.
Yeah, like they're the more recyclable ones, I guess. Yeah. But anyways, you can buy like a water, what do you call it?
I believe it's a 24 pack and I think it's like $60.
Yeah. So anyways, you can do that. You can buy decorations, so they'll decorate your room before you get on. You can buy all these different things, like a rose. You can buy a bouquet of flowers. You can buy alcohol to have waiting, champagne. Mm-hmm. So I picked that for Caitlin, a little package that included the robe and stuff, because I knew that would just make her day, and I'm excited it all was there. And they do a very good job presenting and stuff. I was surprised.
Oh, it was awesome. It was so sweet, and having chocolates.
Oh, Caitlin loved her chocolates. Okay, so I will say, sorry to go from one very positive thing to a slightly negative thing, but while we're on the subject of the stateroom, this is where we kind of experienced our first hiccup. It didn't ruin the trip or anything, not at all. It was just a slight inconvenience, I guess. But throughout the cruise, the location of our stateroom was probably not the best. It was very, very loud. So we've stayed in this exact spot on deck 8 on the Dream twice.
And we love it.
It's midship, right next to the elevators, right down, a few doors down from the elevators. If that makes sense. Down the hall. And we've never had any issues. This one, and I think it's because of the crowd mix. We can get into that later. But it was so loud. Kids are having a good time. I get it. But boy, they would jump from one flight of stairs to the next and land on that landing. Mind you, this is all metal. A cruise ship is made all of steel. And so that's going to reverberate throughout probably 10 rooms.
Yeah.
It was so loud.
Yeah, so I did want to make a note. So normally, again, we know that, again, families and children and everything are going to be running up and down the halls. Like, that's fine. But what we did notice on the Fantasy specifically is what we'll get into later is that there was a lot of, like, kids on this cruise because it being in the summer, obviously.
July, yeah.
However, we noticed that the kids clubs were more into having the kids go out and, like, leave the kids clubs to go do, like, scavenger hunts, go talk to people.
Which is so fun. Like,
awesome.
I loved watching them do it. But again, when you set loose a bunch of like 11 and 12-year-olds and stuff.
Or even in the teens are the same thing.
That's true. Like a 16-year-old,
Yeah, which again, we watched them and like it was kind of funny in the moment because you're like, well, if I was their age, I would have been doing the same thing. But they were like literally racing each other up and down the stairs. And then once they'd get to like 4 or 5 steps from like the bottom, they would jump and land. And it sounded like an earthquake.
And when you've got 4 of them doing it, it's loud.
They were having so much fun, but it was something that happened so frequently during this cruise. And just being, again, like Caleb said, close proximity to the stairs, it was kind of like
yeah.
And then we started thinking of like, okay, when we take the baby on the cruise, like she would have been waking up the whole time from that. So it was just stuff that's going through our mind.
But there was that. Again, speaking of the kids clubs and them sending off to do things, there was a kind of funny moment. I am going to get our water bottles filled, and it's like 11-something o'clock at night. We had just gotten back to the room. Caitlin's getting ready for bed, and I'm like, I'll be back. I'm just going to go get these filled up. So while I'm walking out there, I'm in like pajamas and like flip-flops, I think.
Yeah.
And
like you're like are they like slides?
Yeah, slides.
Yeah.
So this kid like sees me, makes eye contact with me. He's probably 16, 17. And he goes, "Hey, dude." I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man? Do you want to play hide and seek?" And I was like, "No, not really." And he's like, "Come on, please, it'll be quick." And I was like, seriously, bro. I'm like, I'm old and grumpy.
There was like no context.
I was so confused. I'm so tired. I'm like, I'm old, dude. I got to go to bed. And he's like, "You're never too old to play hide and seek." And so I just kind of laughed it off and went and filled up my water bottles. And, 3 minutes passed. And so I'm walking back down and they're still there. And he goes, "Hey, we found someone to play." And I was like, "Oh, good for you guys. Have fun." And then it finally clicked. I'm like, I bet you they have to do this. It's part of the game.
Kids club.
Yes. Yeah. So they were all excited they got someone to play. And he's like, "It's not too late if you want to join." And I was like, it's okay.
Part of me wishes that you did do that and just had fun with it.
I didn't have my phone or anything. And you would have thought I would have fallen off the ship.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would have been calling the captain. Like,
exactly.
My husband's been gone.
Stop the ship. So anyways, it was a just funny little moment of like, these kids have a lot of fun. They got to do a lot of weird things on that ship. Again, we watched the sail away from our veranda while baking in that Florida sun.
Yeah, wow. Just as a reminder, it was hot, like very hot and humid. I think every day was around 92 to 93 degrees with 75% humidity.
Hot.
Again, you're in direct sunlight. So it was kind of one of those where you walked outside. And I have to mention, like being pregnant, it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
So we did a lot of shade breaks and AC breaks.
Yes,
which
was great.
Later that evening, we lined up for those stores. So cruise merch tends to sell out early in the cruise, so it's normal for people to line up on that first night to try and nab some items.
Yes, which again, we hit the jackpot. We were able to get everything that we hoped for. I don't know if we will dive in deep to everything, but
yeah,
we'll probably
show
something
on Instagram.
Yeah, but we got a couple good items. And again, the most popular one that we were so excited to get was a fantasy mug.
Yes, we tried to get this on the Wonder, and they were sold out even before we got on the cruise ship. They told us they didn't restock them before our cruise. So that was kind of lame. So we got a fantasy one, which is awesome. Our first dinner was at Animator's Palette, so we were back there from our lunch. And let me tell you, I'm just going to warn you really quick. Again, you're paying a lot of money to be on this cruise. I think there's a lot of expectations, high expectations, and that's valid, right? You paid a lot to be on there. It's got the Disney name, and so you're expecting really, really good service. And it happens. You will get it. Just don't expect it on that first night. So keep in mind that is their busiest day. Those poor servers are up so early to serve the debarkation breakfast. So just mind you, thousands of people were on that ship that morning being served breakfast at 6:30. And then they have to serve a second breakfast at like 8:30, right?
8:15.
Or 8:15. And then they've got to prep for the next whatever. Then they're at lunch. And then they're at dinner. So mind you, they just have a very long day that day. And so, yeah, service on the first night was a little off. They weren't the best. Our drink server, I think, was just like overwhelmed, and like we really didn't get any service on that end. And then our main server, you could just tell he was tired. And at first you're a little concerned, like, uh-oh, like how good is this going to be?
Yeah, because again, on our previous sailing in September on the Wonder, we had probably the best experience we will ever have with like our servers. Like we're still in contact with our lead server, and it was magical. Like they both went above and beyond literally the entire cruise. So again, coming onto this cruise, we're like, we have such high expectations. And again, that's kind of not the best thing to have always, but it was one of those things where we noticed the first night that they were super tired and we felt so bad. When we went, Caleb would ask about like allergy food. They were kind of like, oh, I don't know. Like, they were asking Caleb, like, is it gluten free?
So the dessert part came, and again, I don't think he meant anything by it, but nothing was listed as gluten free on the dessert. And usually the server is going to go, you know what? We can do this gluten free. We can do that gluten free. Or let me go ask the chef and we'll see if we can kind of whip something up for you. That's how it happened on the Wonder and the Dream. When we got on this one, he was like, what do you want for dessert? And I said, well, nothing's listed as gluten-free. So like, can I do a sundae with just take off the gluten stuff, which was like a cookie, right? Mm-hmm. And he goes, yeah, I don't know. Is that gluten-free without the cookie? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know what ice cream you use or whatever. So it was one of those where I was like, what is going on? But let me just tell you, it gets much better.
Oh, yeah.
We'll cover it in the next, few segments here. But yes, it gets better. First night's going to be a little rough. They're exhausted, but just expect it to get better as the cruise goes on. All right, so day 2 was Nassau Day, and we usually stay on the ship on Nassau Day. There's not really much, in our opinion, to do on land that really is worth it getting off the ship, except for, I've heard Atlantis is awesome, but holy smokes, it's expensive.
Yeah, and it's like a long travel day to get over there, right? Isn't it an hour or something?
Yeah, it takes a while because they like fill up a van and they take you over. And I am just I'm not a giant water park person. I know Caitlin loves it, but she's pregnant right now. So
I can't.
Yeah, we couldn't even do half of it. So we don't get off. It's not only expensive, but yes, it's a trek and stuff. So we stay on the ship to take advantage of that lighter crowd on the ship. And I would say it's worth it. If you got a family, I would say stay on the ship.
Yeah, I agree.
We grabbed breakfast at Cabanas that morning because there was a little confusion around the sit-down breakfast, and that was probably my bad. But I opened the app, and it said, breakfast at Enchanted Garden. And I was like, they do breakfast you almost always do it at Royal Court.
Which is the middle restaurant in the atrium.
Yes. So I was so confused, like, wow, they do it on Enchanted Garden. Okay, whatever. So we go down there, and the restaurant's closed. And I'm looking at the app, and I show Caitlin, I go, look, Enchanted Garden opened at, 7:30 to, 9:30 or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, And then we scroll down and it says, Royal Court as well. Like it was almost like 2 options.
Yeah.
So then we head up to there. At that point, it was closing. And I was very frustrated because I'm like, the app led me astray. It was the only day it did it, but it showed Enchanted Garden as an option.
And we love our sit-down breakfasts in the morning. Because again, there's nothing wrong with Cabanas, which we'll get into because we actually had a really good experience, but it's just extremely chaotic in there in the morning.
It's very busy.
Yeah.
A lot of people grabbing stuff. So anyways, they took care of me. They got me some gluten-free stuff. Caitlin got her breakfast, and it was pretty good. We took it super easy this day. And let me tell you, we started this day off with some super good coffee over at the Cove Cafe. We did this every morning. And if you're not... acquainted with Disney Cruise Line, the Cove Cafe is in the adult section, and it's a little coffee shop, and they did a really good job.
Yeah, I have to say, I think the coffee on the Fantasy was the best that we've had so far out of the 3 ships we've been on. It was really, really good.
We then walked around and played Midship Detective Agency. I love that game.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, so it's this little interactive card game. Not a card game, excuse me. It's like how do you even explain it?
Well, I would say it is like a card game, but you have an interaction with like pictures on the wall that are interactive. So it looks like a photo.
Yeah.
But then it's a screen, obviously.
It's crazy.
And it turns into a game, and you use a card, you have to move things around. It's so fun.
So you're a detective, and you're trying to solve like a few different crimes. They've got different difficulty levels, and you might get a new one every day. So we played one. It was a Mickey one, right?
Yeah, it was the Lost Puppies or something?
No, that was the 101 Dalmatians one. We played one called the Lost Paintings.
Lost Paintings.
Yes, and then in the past we played a Muppets one.
Yes.
All very, very fun. So again, if you've got kids, not even without kids, we played it and we had a blast.
And it's a great workout, by the way.
Dude, we walked through Like, I'm not kidding. We walked up and down those stairs 20 times.
I was like out of breath.
Yeah, we refuse to use the elevators unless we've got luggage with us. So the entire time we just use the stairs, and holy smokes.
It was a good workout.
It was a good workout. After the game, we treated, let me tell you, all those calories we burned, we just ate them right up.
Oh, yeah.
We went back to the room and ordered some cookies and milk.
Yes, and let me tell you, was not a fan of the regular cookies.
No, you didn't love them, but you had my gluten-free one and you loved it.
So good. It reminded me of the Sprinkles gluten-free chocolate chip cookie that they used to have at Downtown Disney, which, by the way, quick little note, we didn't mention this. Sprinkles, I was so excited about getting it in Disney World. It was closed the day that we were there.
I have no idea why.
I don't know.
It was the middle of the day.
Yeah. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. The gluten-free cookie that they offered Caleb was absolutely amazing. It was like really big. Obviously the milk was great, but the regular cookies were okay. I like the soft and chewy ones. These ones were kind of like the dark brown, like crunchy ones that you can break, and it tasted like molasses.
You're too much, man.
I'm obsessed with cookies.
They look good.
Cookies are the key to my heart.
I would order them. Maybe. And then tell Caitlin how you like them. I would just go ahead and order them.
I'm sure they're great, but I'm a cookie snob, apparently.
Caitlin's very highbrow with her cookies. Dinner was at Enchanted Garden that night, and this was probably our favorite dining experience of the rotational dining restaurants.
For sure. It was amazing.
Yeah, they got me, this was awesome. I pre-ordered my dinner, and they made me gluten-free fried brie.
Yes.
Was that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
It was really good.
Really good.
I got a steak that night, and that's pretty. Usually, the steak on like cruise ships are like meh, because I get it. They're feeding thousands of people. It's not going to be the like highest quality. Boy, this one was good.
Yes, and then we also ordered a drink, non-alcoholic, obviously, and it was kind of like, I would say it was a smoothie. Would you say?
Yeah, it was a smoothie.
It's called the Let It Go. Highly, highly, highly recommend getting it. I don't know if it's only at Enchanted Garden or if they can do it elsewhere, but I only saw it on that menu, but it was absolutely amazing. It's probably the best drink I've ever had.
It's very, very good. I know you can do it for sure on Castaway Cay at that frozen...
Olaf's.
Yes, you can get it there, but I'm not sure where else on the ship you can get it. We then went to, this was another highlight of the trip, to Aladdin, the stage show. It was so stinking good.
It made me miss the one at Disneyland.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I love Frozen, but I'm tired of Frozen.
I'm tired of Frozen too.
Yeah.
And we'll actually get to that later. But yes, Aladdin was fantastic. If you've got kids, if you're just anybody, do not miss Aladdin night because it was amazing.
And just the entertainment cast member, they were amazing. The person that played the genie, he was so funny. I laughed the entire time.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was very good. We ended that night watching the 25th anniversary at sea fireworks, and these were so surprisingly good. It blew my mind.
And the soundtrack to it.
Highly recommend. We've been bumping that song all throughout the week.
Yeah, it's between that and the Elemental song.
Yes. By, what's it? L-A-U-V?
I think it's Love.
Is it Love?
Love.
Whatever that name is, I love you, bro. Love you. I love you. It's really good. But anyways, yes, we've been listening to the 25th Silver Anniversary at Sea theme song.
So good.
It's so good. So anyways, they set these fireworks off. It is so good. And we stood right next to where they set them off, which is the forward funnel, like the smokestack. And they set them off right there, and it was the loudest thing in the world, but the coolest thing.
It was amazing.
Yeah. And the cast members are like totally in danger right there because the fireworks launched like this plastic casing.
Yeah.
And they were scattered all over the deck right there. They block it off so no one's standing there. But it was pretty cool to see them all, like, they sweep them up and clean it up.
Yeah, because while the fireworks are getting, like, obviously blasted off, the cast members are there literally just watching to make sure, like, there's fire extinguishers ready.
They got hoses.
And I have to say, I don't know if they updated their firework tech or if it's just on the Fantasy. They were the best Disney cruise line fireworks I have ever seen.
Yeah, because I remember like the Pirate Night ones on the Dream being like, oh, that was fun.
That was
like,
meh.
It was a few minutes long. This one, and
they
again,
were huge fireworks.
We'll get to, maybe they just increased the tech because their Pirate Night fireworks were awesome too. So don't sleep on those fireworks.
No, they're amazing. And if you're not going to be going on a silver sailing, definitely look the fireworks show up on YouTube because it's really cool.
It's worth it. All right. Day 3 was at Castaway Cay.
And you guys, this was our favorite day. I was so excited for our Castaway Cay day.
These are Castaway Cay days.
Days.
Let me remind you, days, multiple, plural. This island is so fun. Again, I'm not a beach guy. I don't like the beach. I hate the beach. Caitlin can attest to this, being with me for years now.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
We're old. Every single time we like remind myself of how long we've been together, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm an old guy. Anyways, I don't like the beach. I don't like the sand. Anakin's got a point when he says it's, what does he say? It's coarse and gets all over or whatever.
I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah, from the second one. Anyways, I don't like sand. I don't like getting dirty. I don't like being out in the sun. I just don't like beach days. But I don't like fun. I'm not a fun guy.
Okay, you know what you should reminded me of?
What?
You reminded me of the guy in the bench warmers who like can't come out of the
In the sun, not the beach. And he's like, "Ah!"
That's how you are with the beach.
That's true.
Though.
Yeah, I don't like it. So I'm not a huge fan. The only place I'll go and like enjoy the water and stuff is Castaway Cay. I'm not gonna lie. It's just something about it, that Disney magic. So we started with some breakfast at Royal Court. We finally grabbed our sit-down restaurant, and it's really good. We grabbed our beach gear from the room and walked onto that island. The first thing we noticed, though, walking off, was that a like third-party company was working on the ship's hull. And let me tell you, the Fantasy needs some love.
It was a little rough.
The outside of it was like super beat up.
Yeah, it looks like it went through like a storm and it got like smacked up against stuff.
A storm of metal or something?
Yeah, I've never seen a Disney ship look like that. It was quite interesting.
Which is hence why they're working on it. So they had these contractors out there, a whole team of them under these tents, and they've got huge machinery. They had guys in scuba gear, scuba diving and fixing the hull, and they were like resurfacing the entire thing.
Yeah, you'll have to post that picture you took.
Yes.
Of the side of the ship so people can see it.
It's pretty impressive. It's kind of cool seeing them work on it all day long at Castaway Cay.
And it was so hot. We felt so bad for them.
Yes. I bet you they're getting paid a pretty penny.
Still,
I would imagine.
Still hot.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's all worth it in the end. But we walked into the stores immediately, and we grabbed the Cookies Barbecue shirt that Caitlin has been hunting down for quite a while now.
You guys, it's so good. It's like a creamy color, and it has like Goofy on it. And of course, chocolate chip cookies. It's just such a cute shirt. And it's like usually one of the first to like sell out.
Then we took the tram to Serenity Bay, which is the adult only section, and our last little hurrah there, because we'll have a little one next time.
Which again is exciting in itself. But I wanted to mention one small thing. You guys, I know we've said it before. It was so hot. We literally took our glasses out. They fogged up immediately because of the humidity. And on the like tram ride over to Serenity Bay, I was like, if I don't get in the ocean in literally like a minute, I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
It was pretty oppressive.
It was hot.
It was, again, like Caitlin said, like nearly 80% humidity, about 93, 94 degrees. Mm-hmm. So I bet you the feel like temperature was in the hundreds. It was hot.
Yes,
so,
and we sunscreened it up.
We did.
And let me tell you, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, we'll tell you in a second here what happened. But so right when we got off that tram, we hunted down a spot, grabbed a couple of chairs, claimed it as our own, and Caitlin like beelined it towards that ocean. And I'm going to tell you, like at first when I got into it, I was like, I'm not impressed with the temperature. I mean, again, Disney can't control this, but it was a little warm. Like it was on the verge. If it was a couple of degrees warmer, it would be uncomfortable.
I have to disagree with you.
Well, okay.
Because it was super hot. I mean, again, I did all this research on like the water temperature. I was looking at maps and graphs of like what it should be.
Caitlin's an explorer now.
Yes, and so it was one of those things where coming from me, who loves the water. Was it cold water? No. Was it warm water? No. It felt, honestly, it was the perfect. To me, it could have been like a couple degrees cooler and it would have been awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
But it was one of those things that once you were in the water, like it wasn't bad at all. It definitely cooled me off, which is saying a lot because I was struggling there for a little bit.
Yes, I'm not saying it did not cool you off. I'm just saying it would have felt more refreshing if the water was colder.
However, I did want to mention for those of you that are cruising later in July and kind of get affected by the heat, or if you're expecting whatever it may be, the water will be very warm. And I did hear some people saying how like later in the month, it almost feels like bath water.
Yeah, like early August, late July, I've heard bath water.
Again, we've never experienced that. So if you have, let us know. But that's just things that we've heard, especially like in August timeframe, because again, the waters are warming up because of hurricane season. So just keep that in mind.
Keep it in mind. We had a great time though. Again, even if it was slightly warm water, we swam a ton. So we were out in the water. Exploring things. We saw a starfish. Mm-hmm. We saw a stingray.
We did.
And that's it.
And sand.
And sand. Lots of sand all over me. I loved it.
But it was cool because if you guys listened to the episode where we talked about things that you can do on Castaway Cay, which if you haven't, highly recommend because we kind of just deep dived into everything regarding the island. It was finally amazing to see all of the excursions that were finally taking place because normally when we go to Castaway Cay, everything's canceled because of the wind because it gets really windy there.
We usually go in January, February, and it's not the best weather.
Yeah. This time they had glass bottom boats, they had parasailing, they had banana boating. Like literally it was so fun to see all the different activities all at once.
I was a little jealous of those jet skiers. That looked fun.
Oh, we need to do that next time.
I was blasting on it. I was kind of bashing it last time we talked about it because the cost, but I was like, I would probably pay it.
We have to do it next time.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
We also, what else we do? I tried Pelican Plunge for the first time.
You guys, I got him to do it because on the episode you said, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I didn't want to, but she was like, we're not leaving unless you get on that. And I was like, well, I want to go back on the ship.
Well, that was the thing, because normally, again, for those who don't know, if you're expecting, you're not technically supposed to go on like the aqueduct, which is the slide on the ship, or the Pelican Plunge one because it's just kind of aggressive.
Yeah, and these are the two slides on Castaway Cay.
Yes. And so it was one of those things where I'm like, Caleb, you need to go on them. He's like, no, he's just being sweet because he's like, you can't go on them. And I'm like, okay, we're making a deal here. Either you ride the aqueduct on the Fantasy or you do Pelican Plunge. And he chose Pelican Plunge. And I'm so glad you did because you loved it.
It was pretty fun. But let me tell you, it wasn't terrible. Wait, maybe 30 to 45 minutes on that staircase.
I would say half an hour.
Okay, yeah. So wait about 30 minutes to get up there. And I asked the guy when I made it up there, I said, hey, is the left or right faster? And he pointed to the right, which is the closed tube. There's an open one, there's a closed one.
Right.
I chose the closed one, and boy, he wasn't lying. I shot out of that thing, and I took so much water in my nose. I have it on a GoPro. Maybe we can post some of it on Instagram. I was choking so much on that salty. I was like,
so much that once he got off the side and landed in the water, the lifeguard was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, because I'm like choking on it. He's like, "You good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." So just maybe plug your nose when you go down because it's very fast.
He shot out of that slide. Like, it was so funny.
Yeah,
I'm so
fun.
glad you did it. Thank you.
I will say they have way more allergy-friendly food options on the island now. That was a awesome surprise. It used to be just like gluten-free burgers. That was their option. Mm-hmm. But now they have a whole entire menu that I ordered. I could choose from the day before. Mm-hmm. They showed me at dinner time. And they had gluten-free hot dog, burger, ribs. What else? Chicken.
Was salmon one of them?
Salmon.
Yeah, and then the desserts I was very surprised by the dessert.
Carrot cake, lemon cake, ice cream. It was awesome. So we ate well. I ate a lot.
Did. And the cookies at Cookies Barbecue, oh my gosh.
Yes, hence the
so
name.
Good.
Kind of known about for the cookies. So everyone grabs them, and Caitlin loved hers.
They were amazing.
We did sit next to an awesome family from Ohio, and we found out the grandpa in the group, he was a cameraman for Fox Sports in Ohio. And he is a cameraman at the Guardians games.
Yes.
So we talked baseball for like half an hour, and he was telling me all these things, and he's like, hey, did you watch, he saw my Cardinals hat, I had a Cardinals hat on.
Yeah.
And he goes, did you watch the game when we played the Guardians, like, I don't know, a few weeks ago? And I'm like, no, I haven't actually been watching a ton. And he goes,
You're like, why?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, well, that's random.
Yeah.
And he goes, you would have seen my work. I work the cameras.
That is so cool.
So he had so many cool stories. I don't want to talk to him all day. I would have rather hung out with him than go on Pelican Plunge.
Oh,
sorry.
That's sad.
It's true. It was awesome. So I told him, like, if my grandpa was here, he lives in St. Louis, he would have talked your ear off. You would never have escaped.
They were so sweet. They talked to us for quite a while, and it's always fun just seeing people that you run into like all over the ship.
I know. We saw him again. I was like, it's him.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw him. Yeah, on the top deck, and I waved him. I was like, hey, he's my grandpa now. After a full day in the sun, we went back to that ship, exhausted and sweaty, and we grabbed dinner at Royal Court. Mm-hmm. Delicious. Caitlin got that souffle.
Yes.
It looked delish.
It's like the vanilla one.
Yeah.
Because the one that you can get at like Palo is chocolate. This one's like, it almost tasted like yellow cake.
Yum. It's my favorite cake.
Yeah.
We then went back to the stateroom to kind of rest up a little bit, and we actually ended up skipping the Frozen show because we were so dang tired. I had a really bad headache. Caitlin had a headache.
I'm pretty sure it was heat exhaustion, and let me tell you guys, we were both head to toe sunburned.
Yeah.
And I want to say right here, because I told you guys how important it was to wear sunscreen in the previous episodes. We applied sunscreen multiple times, and I'm telling you, I literally went from shade to ocean to shade, and shade to lunch, and I was full body sunburned.
Yeah, that UV index, I think, hit like 11 or 12 when
it
we were
was
there.
insane.
So it was very strong sun.
Yes.
And it didn't do much help. So yeah, we both got burned. It was kind of a little scary because I know it's not the best thing to do that when you're pregnant.
Yes.
And so Caitlin was kind of concerned, and we'll talk about that in a second here. But we did end up sneaking out of the stateroom when we felt slightly better, and we watched a Match Your Mate.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
If you don't know what this is, it's a game show. I think it was actually an actual game show back in the, 60s or 70s or something. And it's, anyway, same concept. They bring up whatever. They interview a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And it's just a night of shenanigans and fun. And they say stuff in front of their parents that they shouldn't say.
Yeah.
And it's very uncomfortable, but also very funny.
It was so good. Highly recommend if you're on a Disney cruise.
Make it if you can drop the kids off somewhere.
For a second, I thought you were going to say make it magical.
What?
I was like, oh my God, I love that.
Okay. I don't know how that would make sense, but.
Because you said make it.
Oh,
and I was like,
it.
oh yeah, make it magical.
Oh, sure. Make it magical. We love you guys. All right. And that brings us to day 4, which is another Castaway Key Day. So this was the double dip portion where you go twice. And we did not go twice.
We did not.
So, like Caitlin mentioned, we woke up and we were like, okay, all of my skin hurts. It feels like it wants to leave my body.
I look like a lobster.
Caitlin was lobsterish. I was crabbish. And so we woke up and I was like, is it smart to go on a full day? And, Caitlin's pregnant and you're not supposed to get burned because I think it like raises your body. Something. It's not good. So I was like, is this a smart idea to go out? And we were just exhausted from the day before. And like I mentioned before, I hate the beach. So I don't do a lot of like outdoor in the sun all day. So I woke up feeling pretty crummy. Caitlin felt the same way. And we were like, okay, we booked a Castaway Key double dip for this reason to go twice. But you know what? Let's play it smart. And we just did not want to feel even worse for the rest of the cruise.
Yeah, and it was honestly a really hard decision because again, with it being a double dip, we're like, well, this is the whole point of this cruise. But it was one of those where we had like a check-in moment of like, we were both so physically exhausted from the heat. And it was one of those where we were so burned that even just walking outside to get coffee, when like the sun touched our skin, it literally felt like it was burning again.
It hurt.
So it was one of those where like, it was unfortunate, but I do think it was the best thing for us at that moment.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, if we would have done another full day there, like I probably would have gotten sick.
Yeah, and just a hint and just a little sneak peek.
Yeah.
We have a double dip is in our future, possibly.
Wow.
So, yeah, at the end of the day, I was like, this is not the last opportunity we can do this, so let's just play it safe.
Yeah.
We got a little one in you. Let's keep her safe.
Yeah.
Okay. We walked around and enjoyed that empty ship, and boy, was it empty. There was like 14 other people on there.
Yeah, because everyone was, but I do have to say though, I think everyone had the same thinking we did because people did not stay on Castaway Key very long.
No, they were out there for a couple hours and it got busy at lunchtime.
Yes.
People called it quits like at 11 o'clock.
Which normally you do not see on like a regular Castaway Key day.
No, people were fried. I had a massage booked for that day and
Yes.
Caitlin was very nice and was like, go get a massage. You deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Yeah.
darling. I tried to convince you to do it.
No.
Get a massage or like a facial or something. You were like, I don't want to do that.
I'm good. You know what I had plans for? A nap. And it was lovely.
Chicken nuggies too. You ordered some chicken nuggets. And let me tell you, actually, before I left the room, I was about to go to my massage, so I rinsed off really quick. The last person someone wants to do is touch some sweaty dude. So I was like, let me just rinse off really quick. And I walk out from my shower to Caitlin like bawling with chicken nuggets in her mouth because she's watching Beauty and the Beast. And she's like, I love this part. Just crying. And I was like, oh, you need a nap.
Let me tell you, the chicken nuggets were so good.
What, is it extra salty from the tears?
Literally, Caleb, I remember distinctly, I forget. Oh, yeah, it's the part of the end where like we think the beast is basically going away because
Yes.
there's like little kids listening. And I'm literally like, I've seen the movie 400 times and I have my chicken nugget in my hand. I just dipped it in ranch and I'm just literally like, oh my gosh.
It gets you. It
was
gets you.
so good. He's just laughing at me.
So anyways, I leave to Caitlin crying to Beauty and the Beast and I said, you need a nap, so please take a nap while I'm gone. And let me tell you, the massage was amazing. They're expensive. Let me tell you, they are expensive. But hey, little hack here, quick tip. If you've got the Disney Visa card, you'll get a 10% off service. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
You get 10% off the massage stuff, but also you can stack it with an additional 10% off on a port day. So if you book a service on a port day, so I did on Castaway Key Day, and you use your Disney Visa card, you get 20% off your massage.
Which is very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like $160, $180. So that's a chunk of change.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot. That was awesome. And let me tell you, while I was getting ready for my massage, just to tell you how hot it was, I'm half dressed. I'm getting into a robe. And so I'm trying to take my clothes off. And he's a nice guy, but he starts talking to me while I'm half, and I was like so caught off guard, like, bro, this is not the time to talk to me.
Okay, you need to tell people where you're at.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on the top deck, just stripping it off. No, I'm in I'm in the locker room, the men's locker room before my massage, and they encourage you, please use this robe, get,
relaxation.
Relaxation.
Yeah.
So get in this robe and hang out in this relaxation room and we'll come grab you. So yeah, you don't usually wear shorts and a t-shirt under a robe. So anyways, I'm in the middle of getting into this attire and this guy just starts talking to me and I'm like, oh, really? Right now? And so I'm trying to like not make it awkward. And I'm just like putting my stuff away, but he was very nice and he's asking us where we're from and whatever. I'm like, okay. So I'm telling him like, oh, we're from Sacramento and stuff. And he's like, oh man, isn't this heat crazy? And I'm like, yeah, we're dying. Like my wife is pregnant and she's struggling. And he goes, oh, my wife is like struggling too. She's not pregnant, but she's exhausted. And he's like, let me tell you, I've been on 11 Disney cruises, and this is the hottest we've ever experienced.
We're like 11?
Yeah. And I was like, first of all, bro, I want to get on your plan.
That's
Number
awesome.
2, that's insane. So he was like, we'll never come back in July. I was like, yeah, same here.
And didn't someone else hear you in the room as well?
And he piped in too.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is our 5th or something. He's like, this is terrible.
Yeah. He said something like, I think you mentioned, my wife keeps asking me why we did this cruise.
Yeah.
And
He's
I'm
like, he keeps asking us like, why did we choose this time? And I'm like, bro, we've asked ourselves the same question.
Right.
So anyways, amazing massage. Great. That night we had Palo. I always say Palo. Palo?
Oh, you know what? I don't know.
Palo. I'm going to go with Palo.
I think I say Palo.
Okay, Palo, whatever. It's the Italian restaurant. We had reservations that night for dinner. And every single time we finish that experience, it is so good.
And it's only our 2nd time doing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so fantastic. Like, it is worth every penny. Let me tell you, I think they just raised the price. It was $45 for the prefix menu. That's what Caitlin did. I did a la carte, actually, because I wanted a pizza and I think dessert. That was all I wanted. And I kind of ate off of Caitlin's plate a little bit. And I think they'd raised it to $50. They could charge $80 and I would still pay it.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like it was such an amazing experience. And I honestly, they don't charge enough for what you get. Like it's just
so much food.
Yeah. So I started off with what's it called? I almost called it an antipasti, but it's not that.
I mean, it is kind of in that thing. I don't know. It's
I don't know why I'm spacing on it. So it's the mozzarella, the tomatoes, the balsamic. That was absolutely amazing.
It was really good.
And then I got a salad. And then a really cool thing that I wanted to mention is all 3 of the courses that I picked, they were able to make gluten-free because I wanted Caleb to be able to like share them with me. So delicious. And then for the main course, I got their pasta. So it had like this like sweet and spicy like marinara sauce with like these like it was
wasn't
so
just,
good.
Well, let me tell you, it wasn't just marinara because I actually don't like just like red sauce. I think it's kind of boring. They add some cream to it. So it was just this creamy bolognese and holy smokes, it was good. I ate some of it with Caitlin and then she had some of my pizza and my pizza was unbelievable.
And it had prosciutto and mozzarella, like a ball of mozzarella in the middle that you dragged onto the pizza.
And it's burrata mozzarella, so it's like the fancy stuff.
Oh my gosh.
It is so good. So anyways, if you guys can drop the kids off or you got grandparents to watch them or something, because it's adult only, let me remind you, it is well worth the little escape. You will love it.
Caprese.
There it is.
And gluten-free souffle. Amazing.
Yeah, they got a gluten-free souffle for me. They did the whole thing. They poured the liquid in there, and it was delish. And by the end of it, you can't even eat anymore.
Yeah, and we basically got to see the sunset, which is an added plus. But our server, oh my goodness.
Domenico.
He was amazing.
He was amazing. Quick story time really quick. We're going long here. Apologize. Hopefully you're still sticking around. But we had a little story we shared with him. He was from Italy. So we asked him where he was from. We told him we honeymooned in Italy and France and stuff. And so we started sharing some Italy stories. And I told him, hey, it was funny, Caitlin, we were just married. We're just young and in love. And we show up to Italy and some hotel guy, I think the front desk goes ciao bella to Caitlin, which is like goodbye beautiful in Italian.
I didn't know that.
We didn't know that at the time. So Caitlin used ciao bella the entire trip to both males, females, you name it. The cash register guy at the grocery store.
And they'd always look at me like
it was
they would just smile.
And we thought the response was, oh, it's like an American trying to say ciao bella, how cute.
Yeah.
No, it was because you were saying bye beautiful to a 30-year-old man. So even the servers were like, okay. So we tell him this, he starts cracking up and he goes, okay, well, there is something you could say ciao bello and it with an O, and that's kind of more friendly, not so much like affectionate, like
flirty.
Yeah, flirty. Bello was ever. But anyways, someone overheard us, and when we were leaving, another server told us, ciao Bella. And I was like, bro.
It was so good.
You deserve that tip. So it was
so good.
Very good. They're all very good. You have to work really hard to become a Palo server, to our understanding. So these people are the best on the ship, and please tip them well because they will take care of you.
It was like a 3-hour experience. It felt like, or was it 2?
2
hours. And it flew.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I could have sat there another 2 hours eating.
Same.
So good. Then we watched, I think this is the day we watched the new Indiana Jones movie before this, right?
I think so.
I think so. So anyways, they will screen movies that are in the theater on the cruise ship, Disney movies. So we watched the new Indiana Jones. I don't know why everyone's bashing it so hard. It was decent.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great.
Again, is it the OG indie films? No. But it wasn't bad.
Yeah. So anyways, we watched this. But let me tell you, when people are watching a free movie, they don't act like civilized adults.
Yeah.
A lot of people on their phones, people talking at normal volume, like just actively talking.
Yeah.
Just talking about their day. I think, again, I'm pretty sure this is the time. This is story time. I'm pretty sure this is the day that Caitlin is in our stateroom. And let me give you some, let me see. Oh, no, I got to set this up. I have to set this up.
Yeah.
So I think it's the first or second night we're on our balcony and I smell cigarette smoke.
Yes. And it was strong.
And Caitlin's very sensitive to stuff, pregnant or not. And she's just like, someone's smoking. And I'm like, there's no way. That's like, you can't do that. And sure enough, it hit me in the face. And I'm like, someone's smoking around us. Like, holy smokes. So I'm like, what do I do? And I'm like, I paid to have a balcony and I want to enjoy it. So I don't want to have to like be holed up in her. So I'm like, I'm just going to call him and let him know.
And it's a safety concern. Like that is a no-no.
Yeah.
Like, you do not smoke on your balcony.
That's a fire thing.
Yeah.
So I call guest services. I say, hey, I want to let you know someone's smoking on their balcony. And they're like, oh, can we send someone up to like look at it? And I'm like, well, it's like 11:30 and my wife's getting ready for bed. So tonight's probably not the best night.
Right.
Well, and they're like, okay, no worries. We'll send security like on the top deck and they'll look and whatever. Okay. So a couple days pass and we haven't heard anything. Our stateroom host heard about it and just was updating us, telling us we're still looking, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So by this point, we just know we're just looking every night just to see if there's someone smoking on the balcony. And I'm like, I appreciate that. Not a huge deal, but okay.
And then we smelled it again.
So we just called and said, hey, heads up, they're doing it again. Okay. We came and check it out. We can't locate them.
You were able to grab our stateroom host.
I was, yeah. I'm sorry. I grabbed him a couple rooms down and said, they're doing it again. He comes out, he smells it, and they can't find it though. They're like, where's it coming from? So then I think this is the next day, right? Mm-hmm. And we get a knock on the door. And again, Caitlin's trying to get dressed as you do in a room.
And the closet doors that are right next to the stateroom door were like open.
Yeah, so it's blocking the entrance, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So Caitlin's trying to, half dressed, trying to get dressed for something. Dinner, maybe. Yeah. And we hear a knock on the door and Caitlin goes, oh, 1 minute. And he probably can't hear. And he goes, okay. And then he like goes to open it.
No, he does open the door. He does
open the door. And it like hits the closet door. Caitlin freezes, like trying to put a shirt on or something.
He's like, oh, can I come in? And I just look at Caitlin.
And Caitlin's just frozen, like not saying anything. I'm like, Caitlin, say something. So I'm like, yeah, give us a second. So I like shove Caitlin in the bathroom and shut the door. Like, you go in there. And I shut the door, and he, again, bless his heart, he didn't know.
But can you imagine if the closet door wasn't open?
He would have gotten more than he bargained for. I'm like, good day. So he comes in. I'm like, what's up, Angus? How you doing, buddy? And he goes, oh, he was so excited. He goes, I want to let you know we found the person.
He like runs into our room.
Runs in.
Caleb obviously lets him in. It's not like he came in like unwanted
he,
or
like,
anything.
Ran in. We run to the like desk area near the slider, and he goes, we found the person. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And he goes, yeah, there were one deck above you. He goes, I can't say anything else. And he goes, this is up to security now. Security's handling it. We don't know what they're going to do. And I was like, oh, you're going to throw him off the ship? Like, and he goes, well, tomorrow's a sea day. So that kind of, and I was like, wait, what? What does that mean? And I was like, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Don't throw him off the ship. That not deserving of that.
He probably didn't hear you really correctly.
No, so he was just trying to tell us we found the person. We told him to stop. I think security's taken over, but we just want to let you know. And it did stop. It stopped after that. So we appreciate their tenacity.
Yes.
They ended up sending a gift bag, which we appreciate. They didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
This was not their fault. That they can't control if people are breaking the rules. Mm-hmm. But they sent us a little gift bag with popcorn and more of that like sparkling apple cider.
Yeah, but again, it's just another one of those moments where like Disney went above and beyond
to
like make sure that we were happy.
So I appreciate that. Again, it's a safety concern and you shouldn't do that. Don't smoke on a ship, people, at least on a balcony. They've got areas for that, which we'll get into later. But how much we dislike that too. Okay, finally, that brings us to day 5. This was our sea day and our last full day on the cruise ship. And we had a surprise waiting for us at Royal Court. So we showed up. Let me tell you a little story. Again, I got to set this one up too. We were talking with Chris at Adventures in Millerland, and they have a fantastic YouTube channel if you haven't watched, and a great Instagram and all that stuff. Caitlin, remind me, am I saying it right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Adventures in Millerland.
I just get things mixed up sometimes. So anyways, I was talking to Chris over there, and he said, hey, before you guys get on the ship, I need to let you know, you need to order the churro waffles. They're amazing. And so I said, I've never heard of those. I will do that. So I requested them like night 1 from our head server. He was introducing himself. And I said, hey, we've heard from someone that I need to try the churro waffles. Can you do them gluten-free? And he goes, well, let me check. We usually only do them on 7-night cruises. And I'm like, oh, okay, no worries. Don't worry about it then. We were only doing 5 nights. So no worries if you can't do them. He pulled some strings and they had them waiting for me at the sea day. And let me tell you, they're the best things I've ever had on a cruise ship.
For those who don't have a gluten allergy, I'm not kidding you. It tasted exactly the same as a churro on Main Street. Like literally to the T. Like it felt like someone just mashed it up from Main Street and created a waffle for Caleb.
It was so stinking good. I demolished them.
They were so good. And again, if you are going on a 7-night sailing, they do those on Friday at Cabanas. Just a little hit tip there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, that's what he told me.
Oh.
He's like, we normally do them on Friday on the 7-night. And I'm like, I will be booking a 7-night to attend on Friday.
Those are some expensive waffles.
Yes.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate the suggestion because they were delish. This day, again, we really noticed cast members going out of the way to like be very nice. Like we had like 4 different people come to our table and walk past us in the restaurant just going, can I get you guys anything? It was so cool.
They're amazing. Seriously.
The Disney Cruise Line cast members are out of this world. Amazing people.
Yeah, and I do have to say like one quick thing here. I know a lot of people always talk about like the cast members at the Disney parks and just how amazing they are, which they are. But I just wanted to just say one thing. The cast members on Disney Cruise Line are literally out of this world. They not only work all day long, but they memorize your name, they know your orders, they know what you like, they know what you don't like. They make your experience the most positive that you'll ever have with Disney, truly in my opinion. And it's just like, I have never seen such kind and just generous people. Like I literally wish I could hug all of them.
I know, Caitlin kept saying, I wish I could take him home with me.
They're just they just go out of their way. And again, even when like, you know, they're exhausted and they'd rather not do anything or talk to anybody, big smile on, can I help you? Like, it's just so refreshing to see that. And I'm just so thankful for them.
Yeah.
Because they're truly amazing.
Very awesome people. So appreciate all their hard work. We had another day filled with trivia, iced coffee, and walking around that ship. We also did some theme park trivia, and boy, did we go in confident, and we were humbled very quickly. It ended up being like, they should have named it Walt Disney World trivia because it was 95% Walt Disney World stuff. We're not as well versed in Walt Disney World trivia. We got our butts kicked.
Yeah, it was kind of embarrassing. We got like a solid F rating on.
Let's not get specific, but yeah, we were like going through and I'm like, I don't know anything. We need to leave. This is embarrassing. I don't like this. Our last dinner that night was at Animator's Palette. And let me tell you, at least in our section, people were not into that Crush show.
No, I think first of all, everyone was sunburned. Literally
exhausted.
Everybody and just tired.
The service that night was a little weird.
I'm not sure what was going on.
I don't know what was going on. I think people were just having kind of an off night. Let me tell you about a baked potato story, or a baked potato soup. And it wasn't a big deal. And they kind of made it one in a weird way.
It was weird.
And I didn't need it to be that big. So it was naturally gluten-free. I ordered baked potato soup. And so it said right on the menu, it's gluten-free. And I was like, awesome. I'm going to have normal baked potato soup.
With bacon, chives.
Yeah, no adjustments needed.
Yeah.
So they bring me this soup and it smells like ramen. And it's perfectly clear. It looks like cloudy water.
It's so funny because I ordered the same thing and mine looks like scrumptious potato soup.
There's bacon on it.
Caleb's is literally gray water.
It's like gray water. And I was like, there had to be a mistake. Like someone made a mistake. And I'm like, that's okay. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I just like leave it. I didn't eat it and I didn't say anything. They asked everything okay. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Because he wasn't eating it and they knew. They're like, something's wrong.
They knew. And so he walked over and said, is there something wrong with the soup? And I was like, oh, no, I've ordered this before. I've had it on the Dream and the Wonder. And I don't think this is it. I just think someone maybe made a mistake. I don't care. Don't worry about it. I don't need the soup. I've eaten enough. So I was trying to be super cool.
You were.
It's really not a problem.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to eat it because it doesn't look right, but I'm good. And he was almost like kind of defensive about it. He was like, well, I didn't mess up. And I'm like, no, you're good.
Yeah.
Our server, you didn't mess up. I'm not saying you did. I just maybe someone got mixed up in the back. Like, I think it's gluten-free, but don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Then the head server came over. He's like, I heard you didn't like your soup. And I'm like, no, we're all good. All good.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I talked to the chef and like they use beer in the soup, which I'm like, that'd be good to know for the pregnant woman. But
they don't though. That's why we were confused.
I was so confused. Like we use beer and like they must have had gluten-free beer on the Wonder because like they shouldn't have served that to you. And I was like, okay, I'm confused at this point. Don't worry about it. They try to go above and beyond and answer my questions, but I was like, honestly, guys, that's not a big deal. But like you could tell they were really tired by the end of the cruise. Like our server was kind of off and he wasn't talking much. Like it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, these poor people work their butts off the entire cruise. So like we didn't really like care. But that night was a little awkward because I'm like, I'm not accusing anyone of making mistakes.
No, you're being super good about it.
I'm good.
Yeah.
We ended our last night by watching Believe, which is their kind of mashup show. And it was really, really good. The genie comes back out, not to spoil anything, but he's a very entertaining person. Then we saw the characters walking around the promenade deck. And we were so excited because we were like, oh my gosh, there's Mickey, there's Minnie. Mm-hmm. And like, we were right in front of them, and like we were waving, and they totally ignored us.
Well, it was, yeah. So again, setting it up, they're walking towards us. They're getting ready to go to the inside of the atrium area. We're walking along, and I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Like, I just want them to like wave because I'm like, oh yeah, we love Disney. Didn't even give us the time of day. And I looked at Caleb, and I was like, oh, my heart shattered.
I know, we're adults.
Well, they're probably like they're fine.
I know.
They're adults.
We didn't care.
Because again, if we had like a little one, they'd probably be like, oh my gosh.
No. We truly didn't care, but we just kind of laughed like, oh, dang.
But like my inner kid me was like, Mickey
got the
doesn't
cold.
like me.
Yeah, I got the cold shoulder. Then I lied, actually. We actually ended our night watching adult karaoke, and we left halfway through because it was the weirdest experience ever. There was this weird lady like singing this song called like Creatures of the Night, and it was very graphic.
Yeah, it was not.
It was not appropriate. Well, I guess it makes sense because it was 18 plus karaoke, but it was so uncomfortable. I was like, I want to leave right now.
Yeah, which by the way, regarding the 18 plus, they do not check that because there was definitely teenagers that were not 18
Is
in there.
Is it Vibe? Is it Vibe, the older ones, like the preteens, like the 17-year-olds? They
Maybe.
were all cuddling on the, you could tell it was like Cruise Love.
Oh my gosh.
They were all cuddling. And I was like, you are not 18. I've seen you.
My heart, the whole time I was like, oh no. I'm
I
like,
know.
all of you parents of teenagers.
Don't remind me.
I have so much respect.
Yeah, don't remind me of that, please. Okay, debarkation day. We finished packing up our stuff that morning. This is the worst day of the cruise. Headed down for breakfast and had some breakfast. Again, I hate to be negative, but like the last breakfast was not very good.
No.
It wasn't just us because the table next to us, the mom ate like 2 bites and made a really gross face and they walked up and left.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. Again, it's a common thing where like the eggs are kind of meh on like the Disney cruise ships. Literally my eggs were like runny scrambled egg. It was the weirdest.
And our server admitted, he goes, I will admit our breakfast on the last night stinks. Or last day, sorry.
Which again, we didn't have it on the Wonder. So
no,
it was
all good.
Was kind of weird.
And they brought me a gluten-free waffle and it smelled off. It smelled disgusting.
It smelled like plastic.
Literally like said on my plate and I was like, what smells?
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to complain. I don't really care. Again, I've eaten my fair share on this cruise.
You guys know us. We're being honest with
Yeah,
you.
the last thing I needed was, but I'm just going to let you know, like set expectations because sometimes they will have off days on food. This was one of them. Wasn't very good. Again, debarkation was delayed because of customs. So the line moved very, very slow. So we took our sweet time getting in line. We grabbed some coffee. I hung out with the guys up there. They talked to me for a while, actually.
Yeah.
While I was getting it. That was awesome. And fun fact, they weren't checking your key to the world card to verify you booked an airport transfer. So I paid money, right, about $140 round trip for Caitlin and I to have transportation to and from the airport.
Right.
I'm sorry, well, to the airport and then from a Disney cruise resort.
Right.
But anyways, they were like, you could totally sneak on and like not pay.
Yeah.
They didn't check it at all. That was kind of weird.
It was kind of weird. And when we got on the bus, there was no AC.
It was so hot. Guys, we were so sweaty. Poor Caitlin was like dying.
I felt like I was going to faint.
It was blowing like kind of cool air, but not really cold. And the driver had the window open, I think, to try and like cool it down. But it was 90-something degrees outside. So it was really hot. So I think at the end of the day, we're not booking Disney transportation again for this. We'll probably book our own private stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty rough.
Especially with the family and
not
stuff.
Good.
So,
yeah. Okay. That brings us to our general thoughts segment. Let's just kind of share our general thoughts and then we'll wrap this up.
Yeah.
You know, we've been long, so we'll try and be quick.
Yeah.
But Caitlin, fantasy.
Yeah, I love the ship. I thought it was great. It was great that it was kind of like a sister ship to the Dream, which is one of my favorite ships. But I have to say, like regarding the food was my least favorite out of the Dream, the Wonder, and the Fantasy.
I think you're right. It wasn't very good.
No, and especially coming off the Wonder. For those who have sailed the Wonder, you know exactly what I'm talking about because as we were told, if you've been on the Wonder, you know the food is amazing.
It's really good.
It's top notch there. The Fantasy, I would probably give it like a solid like 70%. There wasn't a ton of variety.
Like a C?
And it just like there was more times where we're kind of like that was meh or that wasn't good. It was hardly ever that was amazing.
Yeah, we had one night where rotational dining was very good.
Enchanted Garden.
And the rest was like, oh, okay.
Other than Palo. Palo doesn't count. That's on its own thing.
That's a paid thing.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I'll let you, again, we can bounce back and forth. But that was my first thing was the food that I noticed.
Yep, you're right. 100%.
The next thing I wanted to mention is just the little smoking situation that we had. Again, I'm super sensitive. Not everybody is. And again, this isn't a bash hour. If like you smoke, that's great.
No. I don't care.
It's kind of one of those things where it makes me like super nauseous and I'm super kind of just, it just gives me a headache. My one question about it that I brought up to Caleb is they don't let you smoke at the parks anymore. So I'm very confused on why they let you do it on the cruise.
Yeah. So again, we're not saying you can do it on the balcony. That was a no. So they fixed that. We're talking about the smoking section. It's on deck 12 forward. So it's in the adult only section. But why in the world would you put a smoking section forward? Because the smoke goes, when the ship's moving forward, all the smoke just lingers back. So like you'll be in the middle of the ship and you're like, you get a big old whiff of cigar. And you're like, why?
Yeah.
So I'm just confused as to why. Maybe it's because you are stuck there. You don't have an option to leave property to go smoke. So at the end of the day, just keep that in mind. If you're sensitive to it, kind of stay away from that section of the ship. And unfortunately, the adult only section is smack under that smoking section.
Yeah.
So you smell it the entire time.
Yeah. Again, it is what it is, but the balcony one, I was like, oh dear.
Yeah, that was not cool.
That was not good.
Again, we don't know if it was just the noise issues in the like meh food, but like I would say the fantasy probably falls at the bottom of the list of just overall experience. I would say fantasies are Lee's favorite so far.
I would say so too.
Yeah, it was okay. But we had a great time. A Disney cruise is always amazing. Always amazing. But again, like I mentioned, probably our last time sailing in July. And again, just too hot. But it was fantastic.
I would definitely agree. It was definitely an amazing vacation. It's not one of those where like, even though we've told you cons, we're not like, we would never do this.
No, we instantly missed it. The minute we walked off, I was like, I'd go back on another 7 days.
Oh my gosh. It was the best Babymoon, like the best experience ever. Loved it. I can't wait to do a double dip again where it's not as hot because let me tell you, it'll be the most magical trip.
Yeah.
But one thing that I did want to mention is just overall, I think the only time that we'd probably sail in like the summer would be Alaska. Because I don't know if I could do Bohemian or Caribbean again because just the heat. It was hot.
Yeah,
so.
I would agree. with that. Okay, finally, Caitlin, 2 questions. We got to go quick. Favorite thing that we did during our vacation? What was it?
Ooh. Together?
Whatever. Favorite thing?
Well, favorite moment was coming into the room and seeing the surprises. Favorite moment? You know what? I think Palo.
Yeah.
Palo was one of the best. It was almost like we had a little date night.
Yep.
And it was fun. Like, again, not to be all like romantic or everything, but I'm like, it was like the sun was setting.
Yeah.
It was just nice. We just sat there and talked to each other. And again, I truly enjoy that you can unplug on Disney Cruise Line. We don't get internet or anything. So it's kind of just us the whole time. And it's nice to have that break.
Yeah.
And just able to be with you the whole time. Like, I really enjoyed that. And it was just, the food was exquisite.
Oh, I agree. Paulo was amazing. Love that time with you. And do it. Everyone
do
it. That was it. My favorite time.
Okay.
Palo.
Perfect.
Okay. Favorite food item other than Palo. You can't. That doesn't count. So regular stuff. Favorite food item during the trip.
Chicken strips.
Chicken strips.
I have to say chicken strips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid.
What about you?
Churro waffles. Easy.
Those were good.
Those were fantastic.
Those are so good.
Changed my life. I'll never eat regular waffles again. I can only eat churro waffles.
They were really good.
They're really good. All right, that brings us to the end of the episode.
Yes.
That was a blast. If you've got any questions about Disney Cruise Line, please shoot them our way on Instagram or the website, markethousepodcast.com. We would love to answer any questions. Again, we're not official travel agents or anything, but if you have any general questions, we'd love to answer those. And we've got some good recommendations for travel agents if you're wondering who to use. We've got a few people that we have in mind, and we love those guys. Okay, thank you so much for listening. You can find us over on Instagram at Market House Podcast. And actually on Threads as well, Market House Podcast. Make sure to follow us over there for pictures from the park and exciting news and announcements.
Yes, and stay tuned for the week that this episode comes out because we are going to be flooding all of these sites with all of our cruise pictures and reels and just updates on stories. So definitely follow along to see all the fun.
Whoa! Make sure to do that. Consider leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, a giant help to the show. Thank you so much for doing that in advance. And again, remember to use our Getaway Today link for your future trip bookings. Check out the episode details for that link. Join us next week for another episode. This has been Market House. It's been fun. It's been grand.
Bye.